Ahoy, swabs! Captain Jeff the Pirate here, at your service. And welcome to Captain Jeff Reviews and Questions Adventure Time. Today's episode, Gold Stars. The episode begins with the return of the Lich. He be laughing and things be on the green fire and whatnot. So we must be bracing ourselves for and then for some reason it turns out to be a dream. A very bad dream. As it cuts to the Lich now as the human giant baby thing. The giant baby thing, yeah, it's clearly not human. So Mr. Pig and Miss Tree Trunks, they run in and they inform their son that it was just a dream and to get ready for school. Now, for those of you who don't be knowing this, the Lich, in a previous episode entitled, I think it was Escape from the Citadel, got healed or something, I guess, and is now a giant walking man baby creature thing. But something still be lurking, something sinister be lurking under the surface. So he gets ready for school, and as all three of them step outside their house, they'll be surrounded by a contingency of banana guards. There'll be like candy helicopters. And there'll be Finn and Jake. They'll be there to escort the Lich baby to his first day of school. And his name be Sweet Pea. His full name is Sweet Pig Tree Trunks, but everyone just calls him Sweet Pea. This is going to be a long one. Alright, so they just say they'd be there to make sure nothing happens to him. So after seeing Sweet Pea help a squirrel get its head unstuck from a jar, they walk him to the school, and Finn be checking off a list to show the signs that he's not evil, so they just go about their way. But then after they leave, some kids bully Sweet Pea, and they go inside for school, and Sweet Pea is very sad and scared and not happy. But then who should appear but, it be the former one true King Abu. Apparently disgraced, discredited, dethroned, everything. He still has the hat and the scepter, but now he'd be wearing like regular civilian clothes. And he has this assistant with him, his attorney, Mr. Toronto. So they stumble upon Sweet Pea and they be like, "Kid, we can help educate you. We can teach you how to dance." And so the king teaches him how to dance, and the dance is basically the truffle shuffle. For those of you who aren't familiar with that, the truffle shuffle is a dance. It's from the movie The Goonies. If you don't know what that is, I can't believe I'm that old that I have to be referencing that. Look it up. You're on YouTube. I mean, you can look it up. Just open another window or tab. I'll wait. Oh, and pause the video, yeah. Welcome back. Alright, so for those of you who didn't know what it was, now you know now you know what's going on. So as the episode plays out, Sweet Pea, he does the truffle shuffle dance. Everyone sees it, they are laughing because it just be so amusing looking to them. So they are laughing so hard they don't see it when Toronto and the former king go and pick all their pockets and take all their money. This happens throughout the entire episode. After each day, they give Sweet Pea a gold star and tell your parents it be from the teachers, but don't tell them how you got it. It'd spoil the surprise recital at the end of the year. So Sweet Pea accumulates a whole bunch of stars for his fridge. His mom and pa be very happy, and his associates get lots of money and get nice threads and bling and all that. So after weeks of this, Sweet Pea's parents go out on a date, and he figures he just needs one more star to fill up the entire fridge. So he goes to speak with the king and Toronto. But he comes to their hideout, and they be like, "Soon I will have enough money to bankroll my comeback. What do we do about the baby thing?" He's not that smart. If he finds out anything, we'll just have to take care of him. Sweet Pea realizes this and runs after they discover he was there listening on them. So he tries to run home, but his parents, they not be there. So they catch up with him and they say, "Sweet Pea, we'll not be taking care of you if you come back and dance for us." But he doesn't want to. So they say, "Dance with us, or we'll burn the arch out of your parents to the ground. So they have a torch lit up and they'd be laughing and they say, besides, you just be a giant man baby. So they'd be laughing and making fun of him, and that's when suddenly something snaps inside of Sweet Pea. Sweet Pea. Suddenly he'd be talking with his voice and with the voice of the Lich. And he says, stop. And all the world goes black, and you see these green flames in his eyes. So he proceeds to show them the unspeakable horrors of the universe. Start saying how in the beginning there was nothing, but before that there be monsters. So the former king and his assistant, Toronto, they scream. They throw off all the... They run, they scream and they run. They're dropping all their bling, or they'd be throwing it off. Sweet Pea then comes to and is like, it'd just be another bad dream. The next morning he'd be showering his parents with the gifts from the former king and his assistant, saying it's from the teachers. So then he proceeds to go back to school, where once again the three bullies, they make fun of his size. But here be the interesting thing. The former king, he said how no one would make fun of him after he learned how to dance. So, quite possibly the only time the advice came true, Sweet Pea once again does the truffle shuffle dance for one last time. The bullies fall over laughing so hard that he just smiles and walks on in to go to school. And thus concludes the episode Gold Stars. Now, I like this episode. I genuinely like this episode. I thought it was good because it focused on a secondary character who is also one of the greatest villains that Finn and Jake have ever faced. One of the greatest, one of the worst, one of the scariest at the prospect of what he is or will become, and what he has done. So, yeah, it's great because it highlights him. Okay, so while I did like the episode and how it focused on him, there are three questions I have which I just can't wrap my head around. Alright, so from least to most important, number 3. So, I don't know, judging, like I said, from the fridge, it looks like he was doing the truffle shuffle dance for weeks, so, I don't know, wouldn't the school have contacted Mr. Pig and Tree Trunks, wondering why their son had not been in school for so many weeks? I mean, cool. Alright, and I'm aware of the fact that if any of these 3 questions did happen, we wouldn't have an episode. It'd be less interesting, but still, kind of a big plot hole right there. Alright, number 2. How did Finn and Jake get all those banana guards, and why did they only check on Sweet Pea once? I mean, seriously, like I said, this is their greatest and worst villain they've ever faced. Wouldn't they have done... wouldn't they have followed him around to see that he wasn't evil all the time, or kept denying the company he kept, or seeing how people treated him to make sure nothing was triggered, like it was at the end? I mean, seriously, if this guy was so bad, they just write it off as, oh, he's good now. This, very poor surveillance work. And the number one thing that I have to ask is, like I said, going back to the banana guards, how did they get them? I mean, I get it. I am happy that Princess Bubblegum has developed her character so that she's no longer horning in on everyone else's business, and that she's letting people make mistakes and learn from them. She's not she's not snooping into other people's affairs, but seriously, of all the times that she is not, this kind of, I mean, seriously, hey, Princess Bubblegum, can we borrow some banana guards and helicopters? We need to make sure that this giant man-baby thing does not return as the Lich to once again lay waste to all of Ooh. Oh, sure, Finn and Jake. Oh, you just do all that and I'll be over here doing something scientific-y and princessy and not sticking my nose in someone else's business, even though I should this time. Yeah, clearly there is a very big flaw, loophole problem here. I mean, seriously, am I the only one that is seeing this? Alright, so those 3 big old gaping flaws is what takes points off the episode. Overall, I did like it, but for my review, I have to give this episode 1 thumb up. It wasn't the best episode in existence, and it wasn't the worst episode in existence, but it was like, okay, I'll explain the score system later, but seriously, I liked the episode, but these questions, I'm just thinking to myself, why is no one looking into this? Why Why is this being swept under the rug? Why is this such poor story writing? Yeah, so while you don't have to be banging down the doors to find someone with a DVR or VCR to rewatch this over and over and over again, it's not exactly one episode. It's not the one episode that you have to miss. It does, like I said, it's interesting how they focus on this character. I'm just wondering how this will play out in the future episodes. And after 2 episodes where there was a connecting theme of the Catalyst Comet, it was interesting how we focus back to actual people, and bearing in mind that the Lich may be the being from the first comet, affected somehow by the ancient times in the Mushroom War. It's interesting how it's simultaneously connected and not connected. So until next time, this be Captain Jeff, reviewing and question adventure time, saying thank you for watching, and as always, arr, have a nice day.